Welcome into our, let's see, this would be the sixth installment of our mini lesson series. So, again, just a reminder that these are mini lessons based on the Priestess Path curriculum. And I wanted to share with you all some little sneak peeks into this curriculum so you had a bigger idea about what was happening in this program that we moved through together over a year. So today's lesson is all about sacred sensuality and sacred sexuality. And I'm going to talk a little bit here about why these are included in the priestess path and what their importance is within the realm of witchcraft and magic. And then we're going to do a little exercise together. So that is our plan for this time that we have today. So, sacred sensuality, I'm going to start there. When we think about senses, we think about the body. Our body picks up different cues from the environment around it through our senses. So this is touch, taste, sound, so hearing, smell, and yep, touch, taste, sound, smell. Wow, I just really lost my mind for a second. Sorry, everyone. Uh, yeah, smell, taste, hear, and see. Wait, what do you see? And feel. So we have all of these senses. So our bodies really, when we're looking at witchcraft, are the conduit through which we not only experience the world, but also through which we channel energy. Right. So we gain information and we translate that information inside of ourselves. It's also the way that we bring the energy through and out. So whether that's through touching something, creating something, visualizing something, we use our senses to help us to work with the energies that we experience through those senses and also bring them back out into the world. So our bodies are really a core piece of our witchery, of our magic. And sensuality, when we think about it just in terms of the senses, is the experiencing of the world through those senses. Now, sexuality is sort of this, it's a loaded topic. So I'll just start there. And I'm not going to dive really deep into it because it's such a loaded topic that doing something like that in this mini lesson, um, it can be a little overwhelming. But in the Priestess Path, we do go deeper into the idea of sacred sexuality and our relationship with our own sexuality. Because as women, in this world we live in, many of us have a complicated relationship. Now, not everybody, but many of us have a complicated relationship with our sexuality. And there's a lot of emotion tied up in it. Now, the closer we get to healing some of those complications or wounding that we might have around our sexuality, the more empowered we can become, the freer our energy moves through our body in general. One of the things that I like to use as an example is when you see somebody, when you see a woman who walks into a room who is full of confidence about themselves, completely comfortable in their own skin, you notice. We all stop and take notice. Now, your response or reaction to that might differ based on your own relationship to your sensuality, sexuality, and confidence, and maybe beliefs either internalized or totally known around what it means to be confident as a woman. You're going to project all of that onto this person. But what's true is you're going to take notice and other people are going to take notice. And what's also true is likely that person is walking in with some level of empowerment in who they are and being comfortable in their own skin. So bringing this idea of the sacred into sensuality and sexuality, really, it helps us to be more empowered, more confident, to move through the world more freely, to let our energy move more freely, to be able to be more present and connected to the world around us and to our experience of that world around us. Now, there is a whole other sect of sex magic that some people practice. I don't get a lot into that when we're doing our work in the priestess path, because it's much more focused on your own relationship to that within yourself. although sex magic can be too. But just as a sidebar, one of the things that sex magic focuses on is the raising of energy through the act of sex, whether that's often it's through orgasm, but it also can just be through the act of sensuality and raising that passion within yourself, or that pleasure within yourself. So there is a whole other realm of that we're not going to get into today, and that we just touch on during our greater lesson about this topic in the Priestess Path. Really, the importance, as I said, of sensuality and sexuality within yourself and bringing it into the magical realm is about coming into like care for your body, connection with your body, connection with your experience, and honoring the way that our bodies can feel things, which is really pretty darn powerful when you think about it. So that's why sacred sexuality and sacred sensuality are a part of the priestess path, and also really a core piece of our magical practices, because we are using our bodies all the time. So what I'd like to do with you all is a little experiential exercise to bring you into your body, into your experience, into your senses. And to do that, we're just going to begin. I'd like you to just take a moment here before we do anything else and look around the room that you're in, or the space that you're in, wherever you are. Maybe you're outside, maybe you're in your car, wherever you are. Just notice with your eyes what you see. And in doing that, notice the first thing your eyes are drawn to. You might look around, but something stands out to you. Just take that in for a moment and notice what that is for you. Maybe it's a color, maybe it's a shape, maybe it's something that it's like which one of these things is not like the other, something stands out to you because it looks different. But whatever that might be, just notice. And then if you're in a place that you can do this safely, so if you're driving, don't do this. But if you're in a place where you can do this safely, I'm actually going to ask you to close your eyes. And if that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can soften your gaze, maybe choosing one focal point to look at. And if you are choosing a focal point, let your gaze begin to blur so that your sight is not really involved in this. And then as you close those eyes or soften your gaze, just begin to tune into your breath. And you can start to feel sensation in your body by feeling the temperature of the air as it moves into your body, and the temperature of the air as it moves out. Maybe you're someplace right now where the temperature in the room or space around you is very close to your body temperature. And so that is a difficult gauge maybe to tune into. But if you have a hard time noticing a difference in the temperature of the air as it moves in and out of your body, you can just begin to move into the sensation, bringing awareness to the sensation of breath. What does it feel like as it moves down your throat into your lungs? Notice the sensation as your lungs expand and the muscles in your rib cage stretch and the bones of your rib cage stretch and open. And then feel that release as you exhale and everything comes back together again. And then let the awareness of your sensation deepen a little bit more and begin to feel what the air feels like on your skin, the places where your skin is exposed. Maybe you feel it on your face. Maybe you feel it on your arms or your hands or your feet. If it's hot where you are, maybe you can feel the dampness of your sweat, how that changes your skin temperature and texture. Notice the sensation of your clothing against your skin. You're wearing different fabrics on different parts of your body. Maybe you can even tune in to the difference of the way your skin takes this information in. And then you might take your hands and bring them to an article of clothing that you're wearing, or even against your bare skin. And just notice the sensation of that as that information comes in through your fingertips. And if you're touching like your leg or your belly or your arm and feeling the fabric there, notice the difference in the way you receive information through your fingers and the way you receive the information of being touched through your skin elsewhere. Breathing in and breathing out, just really letting yourself experience feeling, touch. We have so many nerve endings, so many places information enters our bodies, in our skin. Let yourself have this moment of awareness around that. And then as you breathe in and out, I'd like you to begin to notice what you smell. You might think, oh, I don't really smell anything. I'm acclimated to this place. And if that's the case, maybe you smell your hair or your skin. My skin smells like lotion today, a certain lotion I tried. I can also smell a candle burning. And the more you focus on smelling and scent, perhaps the more you begin to drop through the layers of scents. I can actually smell the tea bag in my cup. What do you notice? Keeping your eyes closed or your gaze softened so that your real focus is only on scent, bringing in scent. Then bring your awareness to your mouth to taste. You may or may not be able to notice a taste in your mouth, but give yourself a moment here just to tune in and see what arises. Maybe there's a smell in the room around you that so strong you almost can taste it. Or maybe you can taste your breakfast or your lunch, or a beverage you drank, or a cough drop that you sucked on. And if you can't identify any one thing, that's okay. This is just an exercise in noticing. And then bring your awareness away from taste and to hearing, to sound. If you have headphones in, you might take one out just to listen to the space around you. Letting yourself tune in to all of the sounds that are nearby. So often we become desensitized to the spaces we inhabit. Sounds begin to blend and we don't notice them any longer. But when you pause here and really listen, perhaps you start to tune in to some of the sounds of your space. I can hear the ticking of a clock, the workings of the inner realms of my computer, my dog licking in the next room. And you might let your hearing expand even farther to notice what sounds you hear outside of the room you're in or outside of your house. Maybe there's traffic or yard work or planes or birds. And then letting all of that sort of fall away, I invite you once more to open your eyes and to look around the space you're in, to notice what stands out to you. You might even pick a color that you like and look around and find everything that you see that is that color, just noticing the details, the textures, the depth. And as you look around, see how connected you can stay, not just to sight, but to the other senses that we just tuned into. Can you see the world around you and still feel the air on your skin? Can you still hear the sounds? Can you still smell the scents and taste the tastes? Take a big breath, letting it all go. So, this is just a quick glimpse into the realm of sacred sensuality, sacred sexuality, sacred body. And hopefully, this exercise today and some of this information that I've shared helps you to feel more connected to your body, to feel a little more in tune with what's happening around you and the way you are bringing that information into yourself. So, that is what I have for you today. We will be coming back together on Monday and diving in to some shadow work, a little mini lesson on shadow work. But for today, go out into the world, let yourself drink it in with all of your senses, notice what you notice, and stay connected to yourself and everything around you. Thanks for tuning in. For those of you who are here live, and for those of you catching this on the replay, thanks for taking some time to make the space for yourselves in your day. Be well.